Let's meditate. I'm in my hammock and looking up this view. Then some thought pops up. Some thought may be a pure delusion. It's better not to think about it. And just be happy as we are. But as human, it could be natural to have some thought pop up and then find the wisdom to deal with that thought. So let me just go through that as I close my eyes and for you to look at whatever up there. The thought was death, about death, and I just look up to this scene, leaves, sky, wind, and me resting after I did some work on YouTube and decided, okay, that's more than enough that I put my energy to it. There was some lingering thought that I wanted to do something about the video about Josh and his life, like a commentary to that video. So possibly some people may be interested, but I'm not quite sure, so I leave it alone. That's usually the best way to procrastinate instead of jump into it and taking time. In other words, to keep samadhi as a base for everything, to make a good judgment, not haphazardly go into some work and spend time. It's tricky business to use the digital tool. It may look easy, but may be more difficult when you get into it. And the life can be like that. So every now and then to stop and listen to your heart may be important. Or not maybe, very important. To assure that we are connected to the core of our being. So about death, and then I thought about people commit suicide. It's not an interesting topic that I don't want to talk too much, but if I just say quickly, some people may make a decision of killing himself because the amount of the pain and others can associate to live may be too much, therefore choose that path. So if I look up this nice scenery as the ending scene of my life, I thought I'd be happy to die, melting into the universe, the nature, saying thank you. Yeah, I may have said that in one of those videos. I think Osono Myokonin, my favorite saying of hers is saying yes to everything, accepting. Death is to be accepted in the brain, just being aware of the nature. So that's pretty much about the story of death, the key point as I see it. Like right now, it's no point to say anything. When I feel any thought is unnecessary. You can call that as death of ego, death of mind. Or I might say just no mind. Mind is still functioning as it should and could, but not put much energy into it. You are to balance the brain and heart, or I am to balance, as if I can get into some thought and focus on it, as we do, using our brain. But we don't need to focus. There's a Japanese saying, shuchu is a word. Shu is gather and chu, shuchu. It means center. Shuchu suru means do, focus on something. Shuchu is just a focus. You can focus on the sound or thought or emptiness perhaps. But if you focus, just like you use your camera, your peripheral gets fuzzy. So there's another saying which is not shuchu but hochu. Ho is let go, and chu is the same, focus. I think Nishino is the name of the guy who came up with that idea. It's, in my view, quite a bit related to Aikido. If you're not focused, you see better about what's happening. If, say, opponent, someone is charging against you, you don't look at one point, but look at all the movement, everything, to find the bottleneck, and then to address it without effort. So effortless effort, nature's way. It's kind of like a wisdom. So it's the case applied in martial art, but you can apply it in using our brain, not to be used by the brain. And if you find it unnecessary to focus on anything, it's like you're going back to the eternal home at the center of who you are, at the core of who you are. So you're ready to use your energy in the right direction, whether to focus on something or not to focus. Finding the balance. Be ready to compete or fight against something without ego involved. That's one way to look at it. Or if you hear a noise, instead of focusing on the noise, you look at yourself. That's another way to put it. And more we have that state of samadhi, even going into blissful sense that may accompany with nirvanic state. I don't call it as escape, it's just balancing act. As needed, we use our brain, but connected to the heart. So I may be saying something already redundant. And when I thought about that, I thought about Daisetsu being told that his stories sounded to a student as repetitive. Maybe young people are supposed to not listen too much of his heart, but see how much can be using the brain, finding the limit. Maybe that's the nature's way. It's part of knowing ourselves, the limit. Learning from failure too, and learning from success as well. Talking about the success, I think success can be very dangerous to promote your ego. I may have mentioned that I often had trouble when I had more money than I needed, so I don't want to think about it anymore. Because every time I have some money, That's when I need to be careful from my experience. So the conclusion is to live like a minimalist and give away pretty much all to vipassana. For Goenka's course that seemed to fit, orienting us to move toward may all beings be happy and to know ourselves and find the path. While you may be happy in what we do, as well as for the society and all beings be happy. The trees don't say anything, but I feel like them talking to me now that they are happy doing what they do, getting the sun, some wind, and water in the ground, and connecting to all the things around them. When I was young, I explored to many directions, work-wise, people, traveling, and the limit of my health and how much negative thing without knowing much perhaps I got into it. Maybe all the beings may have such a tendency to explore and then become mature. But I really hope the sense that we have that beginner's mind of young at heart, of exploration, having fun, but also helping each other. Be happy, make the best, explore the world, have fun. Best wishes for you.